This week we're going to be learning about how to talk about all of these things that you can do with your face, ton visage, en français. Overall, there are over 20 facial expressions, sounds, and movements to teach you with the help of some lovely assistants. So, buckle up, come a bit closer, and let's get started. Du coup, si vous êtes prêts, allez, c'est parti. Alors, let's start with the head as a whole and some of the movements we can make with it. Oh, and stick around until the end of the video for a little quiz on what we learned today. Let's see the first movement. Well, it's actually that one you just saw. When I do this, je hoche la tête. Je hoche la tête. Hocher la tête. Note that it's not an H muet, so we don't contract the je to J apostrophe. You can watch my video on the French H if you're not quite sure what that all means. In noun form, it's un hochement de tête. Un hochement de tête. Oui, Alex, je suis d'accord avec toi. Donc, je hoche la tête. Although I trust you, I can't see your hochement de tête, so please just leave a like on the video instead. The opposite of hocher la tête is to secouer la tête. On secoue la tête. Said slowly, you'll hear the first syllable pronounced. And at normal speed, i.e. fast speed in real life, you won't hear that syllable. It'll be more like secouer, secouer. I tried to find a noun for this. Un secouement de tête would be my guess, and I did find it on a website, but not on Word Reference, which is my Bible, which I trust most of the time. Natives, is this still in modern French at all? Secouement de tête? Un secouement de tête? Please let me know dans les commentaires. Ensuite, another negative expression, and that's this one. Froncer les sourcils. Froncer les sourcils. I like finding connections between words, and when I looked up the basic definition of the verb froncer, it's used with fabric to mean to pleat or to gather. What I see is pushing things together to create ridges, which is what we do with the forehead and the eyebrows, right? Now, fais attention to your pronunciation. As an English speaker, you may well accidentally pronounce it français, français, because in English we don't have the on sound. Français, français. Ensuite, when you see something that makes you uncomfortable, or maybe you're in pain, you do this. You'll recognize the French for this. The verb is grimacer, grimacer. Je grimace, or faire une grimace. However, although in English it's exclusively, as far as I know anyway, used for negative emotions, in French it's also for pulling faces, silly or otherwise. Les enfants adorent faire des grimaces. Les enfants adorent faire des grimaces. Moving from the whole head to now things you can do avec ton nez. We have sentir et renifler. So it's time to use our noses. Sentir means to smell something, like a delicious French pastry. It can be an active process, i.e. where you choose to do it, but often it's totally passive. The odour enters your nose without you trying, and then you say, oh, I smell a lovely pastry, or ça sent bon in French, that smells good. But often, sentir is totally passive, right? The odour enters your nose without you trying. And if you're taking a deep whiff, often in short, sharp motions, it's renifler, renifler. Just like what these curious detectives are doing. Jim renifle. Or Timmy, le chien, est en train de renifler. Uh-oh, here comes the sniffles. Couler, the verb couler, describes something slowly dripping or flowing, like water from a tap or in a river. It also means to sink, but that's for another video. If you have a runny nose, we say vous avez le nez qui coule. Vous avez le nez qui coule. Note that yes, it's le nez and not un nez. When you need to take care of that runny nose by blowing it with a tissue, se moucher is the way to go. The tissue is un mouchoir, by the way. Il ou elle se mouche. Vous vous mouchez, etc. Cool that French has a dedicated verb here that English doesn't, right? Moving away from the nose now and down to the lips, les lèvres. Feeling romantic? Alors, avance les lèvres. This is used for when you're puckering up, getting ready for a smooch. And don't forget to lécher les lèvres to keep them soft and moisturized. Now, what about this? Is it time to play? Tirer la langue is sticking your tongue out. Like my good old friend Andy here is giving us a demonstration of. Now, it might just be for a funny photo or part of une grimace. Remember that one? But do be careful when you're tirer la langue, not to baver by mistake. That's to drool. And I'm not going to demonstrate that one here, so let's just have a picture maybe. Now it's time to avaler. Yes, thank you, Andy. Like, you might be so hungry after seeing the menu au restaurant français that tu commences à baver. Tu commences à baver. But please try and control yourself. Now, when you're at the French restaurant trying all that delicious French food, when you're chewing it in your mouth, by the way, that's mastiquer, mastiquer. But the verb for swallowing is avaler. Yeah. Cheers, Andy. Merci. Bon appétit. Now, what are we doing when we do in English? Well, we're expressing our disapproval, or in French, this is exprimer sa désapprobation. Exprimer sa désapprobation. When you're not pleased, you can show it with a, and it's the same in French. Maybe we can call this un bruit de désapprobation. It's a disapproval sound, disapproval noise. It's like saying tsk, tsk, but without words, right? Now, time to breathe. Inspirer is inhaling, filling your lungs with air, and expirer is exhaling, letting it all out. Together, the action is respirer as a verb and la respiration in noun form. What else can you do with your mouth? Well, don't forget to smile. Sourire is a simple and universal expression of happiness, right? Une expression de bonheur. Just let those lips curl up and spread those positive vibes. And if you're really happy, you're going to sourire de toutes tes dents. Sourire de toutes tes dents. Just like Andy is demonstrating us here. Or you can say faire un large sourire, right? Do a wide smile, make a wide smile. Show off those big pearly whites with a big grin. And just like in English, the verb sourire and its noun are the same. Un sourire is the noun. Handy, right? Now, time for some eye action. Time to move up to the eye level now. Cligner des yeux. Cligner des yeux is this familiar movement. Fantastic assistance I have today, right? So this is just for the rapid open and close action of the eyes. Cligner des yeux. Now, pay close attention to the pronunciation of the GN in the middle too. If you know any Spanish, it's pronounced the same as the N with a little tilde on top. I'm not sure the name of that letter in French, in Spanish. Someone will tell me down in the comments. But it's the same, ñ. Ñ. So espagnol in French with a GN and espagnol, N with the little accent above it in Spanish. So yeah, cligner or un clignement is the noun. Keep those eyes nice and fresh. Now, how can we be speaking about blinking without also talking about winking? Now, the French language doesn't have a verb for this, so they combine faire with un clin d'œil. Un clin d'œil. Also maybe a bit tricky to pronounce, so give it a lot of practice. Incidentally, un clin d'œil is used in the French equivalent of it happened in the blink of an eye. The French will say c'est arrivé en un clin d'œil. In a wink. Wait. Merci, Adam. Plisser les yeux. Plisser les yeux. When the sun's too bright, plisser les yeux is what you do. Squint a little to shield those eyes from the intense light. You need to add the les yeux because unlike to squint, which is specific to the eye movement in English, plisser is more general. Take, for example, plisser le nez. Plisser le nez, which is to wrinkle your nose. And this one might raise eyebrows, and that's exactly what it is. The expression is hausser les sourcils, just like my lovely assistant Kate is showing us right now. And it's also used to show curiosity as well as surprise and shock, right? Now, continuing with the verb hausser, we have hausser les épaules. Hausser les épaules. So last but not least are two ways to say je ne sais pas. You can hausser les épaules like this, right? Merci. But you can also make this sound and combine them together actually in French. That's the universal French way of saying, I don't know, je ne sais pas. Right. Or you just say it all. Je sais pas. Je sais pas. Very, very French. And we could call this sound, if we had to give it a name, well, I researched it for this video, so I want to use it, is un bruit de paix. Un bruit de paix. Spelt like the English word pet, it's pronounced paix, and this means to fart, so a farting sound. Un bruit de paix. Voila. Never thought I'd say that on YouTube. If you'd asked me about many of these terms before this video, I'd have said, je sais pas. But that's the great thing about making these videos for you guys. I get to learn a lot as well and reinforce things that I've learned a couple times but that haven't quite stuck. Voila, voila, that was a lot of facial expressions and sounds to go through in French. Are you ready for a little quiz using these terms in different tenses? Le petit quiz. Allez, tell me down in the comments how you'd say the following. His nose was running, so he blew his nose. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. What does a runny nose and a boat sinking in French have in common? Now that last one isn't a translation one, I just genuinely want the answer. Also, guys, if you could think of other facial movements or expressions and find the French for them, let's add to the list by including them in a comment ci-dessous. I'd love to learn them. And merci beaucoup à tous mes beaux assistants et belles assistantes qui m'ont aidé à créer cette vidéo. Finally, please do leave a like on this video because it's the best way to show YouTube that you appreciate my content, which helps it recommend it to other people. Oh, and if you want 10 free guides to boost your French confidence, click the link in the description below the video. Merci beaucoup d'avoir regardé tout le monde. À la prochaine. Ciao, ciao.